Hey, my wandering wanderers. Today we're going to be doing a cosmic energetic guidance reading for the sign of Taurus. So, please keep in mind that these readings are based off of whatever the universe wants to talk about. So, that being said, all these energies are contextual. So, if something's vibing with you, please take the time to identify and quantify what that may mean for you, and take the time to discern these messages for yourself. Okay, Taurus? Alright, let us begin and take a moment to identify what the overarching planetary energies are for the sign of Taurus. 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 Okay. Going to pull this forward, and we have Saturn return and the moon. Double check underneath the table, because you never know. Alright, Taurus. So you have underlying energies of the moon and Saturn return. So this could be about understanding these unconscious energies that are returning in this period of time. Yeah, that seems pretty straightforward. Here's a question. What exactly are the unconscious energies that are coming up at this time? How do you understand or identify or quantify these unconscious energies that are reoccurring in this pocket of time? Okay, so we have two energies that are oh, look, Taurus. So Taurus, how do you understand what you have, and how do you analyze it? How do you recognize that they are parallel to one another? How do you unconsciously recognize the parallelism between what you have and what's been unconsciously showing up? How do you notice that these things, what you have and how you analyze it, are syncing up with one another? How is shit connecting? What is the correlation between A and B? How are they syncing up? Alright. Interesting. Alright, let us take time to understand the component and the configuration behind these energies. Okay. Shit. Keep falling. Okay, hold on. There's a card just fell off underneath the table. Ooh! And it's sitting upright too. Hold on. And I'll get back to this too, because this was like on top of the card all the way out there, and like your path somehow flew underneath the table, Taurus. And I'm just gonna go ahead and flip these mugs over. Make sure you guys are in the field of vision. Okay. So in the context of underlying energies, just to make sure that there's courthouse. How do you hear these hearings? How do you understand the trials that are being portrayed to you? How do you quantify your own hearings of your unconscious? What is the process that you are comprehending right now, or what's the current status quo of your process of what you're comprehending between what you have and how you analyze that? What are things that you are concerned about when it comes to this connection, this unconscious connection, and how you observe this? And why? What is this foundation that you're taking time to understand? Okay. And why did your pathway reveal itself underneath the table? Upright at that. Why is the path underneath the table? Why is the pathway outside of your field of vision? Food for thought. I'm going to do this like this. Okay. In the context of the lovers and understanding how you analyze what you have, what are some current constructs of union that you have between your unconscious and physical things? What are current processes that you've taken time to configure and figure out for yourself? Food for thought. Alright, let us take time to identify some of the details. Here, I'm going to do this because it's easier. Check. Nothing. Okay, so Taurus, one of your key components flew off to the side. I'm guessing there's a detail that flew off to the side that you may or may not be cognizant of. And this could be understanding how this stuff is playing out. How do you understand how all of this stuff is playing out? And why is it that this understanding how this stuff is playing out is not in sync with everything? In the context of the message of concern, why do you perceive that this is completely in the clouds for you? How do you understand or comprehend to yourself that this is in the clouds? Or, Taurus, how do you take time to sit down and become in the clouds? I mean, if it's something very, in this context, airy-fairy, how do you confirm that it is? And if so, can you reciprocate that? Like, if something is airy-fairy, how can you recreate said airy-fairiness to confirm that so it is no longer a message or a symbol of concern? Was that a person in the... It's a statue. There's another thing. How does this concept of thought, how does this make you feel frozen? How does this construct of thought make you feel or perceive something Or how does this make you feel stoic? How does this concern make you feel frozen in place? How does these messages of your own concern, how do they make you feel shocked? How are you aware of this physical shock sensation? Like, how do you analyze that? How do you make correlations to that, Taurus? When it comes to this connection, how does this move you forward? How do you understand the connection? How does that make you move forward? How do you understand the direction to take to move forward between the union of this concept / construct? Once again, I'm hearing open up your heart to love. Okay. Let's take the time to identify how these things may energetically relate. This feels extra thick. Hold on. Taurus, you have a lot of things that may relate to this, because this is feeling a little on the chub side, if you know what I mean. Alright. Okay, so Taurus, we have the Two of Cups, the Hierophant in reverse, and the Ten of Cups. Double checking, double checking. This was... okay. Making sure nothing is underneath the table. Copy. Okay, Taurus. So, Taurus, you could be becoming cognizant of why you're having these mental burdens, and also be cognizant of the projection or the perspective of this perception of this lesson that needs to be learned or understood. And this could be giving you or helping you understand this feeling of these connections. So understanding the truth behind what's been bothering you and understanding the overall perception of this can help you establish this feeling of connection to this situation. Okay. And this might actually give you some leeway or in space to how to perceive this information. That being said, in the construct of understanding the foundation of how you do this, how you establish this connection, you could be aware of or understanding this emotional unity behind this. You could be understanding or you could be becoming aware of the emotional union behind whatever this foundation is, whether it be a foundation of self, could be a foundation in another house, but this is something that you're starting to become aware of. You're starting to become aware of the lovers. You're starting to become aware of this emotional unity. Okay, that being said, in the context of your path, we have the Emperor and the Ace of Wands in reverse. When it comes to your path, you could be receiving communications about your beliefs. This could be foundational communications in the construct of how you believe that you should be perceiving something, and the Emperor is kind of like theoretical conversation, confirmation. But also, please keep in mind, Taurus, the pathway card was hidden, was like it fell underneath the table. It was upright underneath the table, but it was underneath the table no less. So, with that being said, Taurus, what is it that you're not paying attention to? Is there a need for you to take time to pay attention to the unconscious projections of your masculine energy or masculinity? And how is that inherently linked to the foundation of your own beliefs? How is that related to the source of your beliefs? And how is this related, unconsciously related, to whatever this foundation is? Something to think about. We also have the Eight of Swords energy over here, Taurus, that's inherently linked to this Harlequin type energy. So it could be that whatever or however you may be understanding this energy is, like how you're taking time to comprehend how this energy is playing / conveying itself to you. It could be because you may not understand or trust your own foundation that is invoking fear in you. Keep in mind that even the Harlequin card was far off to the side of everything. So it could be that the by not understanding how this energy is conveying itself to you, you could have a preconceived notion of fear or even a slight aversion to it that's preventing you from understanding this. Okay? Overall, Taurus, this reading in the context of this reading, this seems like, energetically speaking, this seems like something that you're starting to, this may be something that you may start to work on. There could be energetic awareness of unconsciously finding your path. There is energetic focus in the context of understanding becoming aware of what may emotionally fulfill this foundation for you, Taurus. But that being said, like, it seems like, Taurus, that you're given, like, intuitively, like, you're giving things, like, you're given signs and clues, but you're not paying attention to them. This is kind of like the universe is out here giving you signs, but you're not paying attention to the signs and you're focused on other constructs, which is understandable. That's understandable if you're not sure of it. Okay. But yes, Taurus, overall this overall reading just seems very, it's like the start of something or the aversion of something. That being said, Taurus, there's a strong need for you to understand, understand your state of mind, but also take the time to comprehend when your intuition is conveying or is trying to gesture something to you. What foundationally makes you, what foundationally kind of gives you that aversion, or how do you understand why you have aversion to how this energy is being portrayed to you? When your intuition kicks in and you feel like you are in the clouds, are you truly like in the clouds? Are you truly thinking that you're daydreaming or dreaming about this, Taurus? How can you take the time to confirm or deny that this is your intuition kicking in? How do you know? How can you confirm this for yourself? Once you start to understand how what you have is inherently linked to how you analyze and perceive your own mind, how do you understand that it is much easier for your own intuition to come through or to roll through and speak to you? Will you become vulnerable to let your intuition talk to you, Taurus? Will you? Or will you not? Taking time to understand why this stuff bothers you, or taking time to become aware of why these things may bother you mentally, will help you understand the perspective of this lesson, which will help you understand emotionally why you're perceiving these intuitive constructs. Okay, Taurus? I hope this reading was helpful for you. By all means, please remember to take the time to evaluate what resonated with you and really take the time to discern this information for yourself. Alright, Taurus? Enjoy.